twisting like it's stir fry. Whip it in the kitchen, wrist twisting like it's stir fry. Whip it in the kitchen, wrist twisting like it's stir fry.
Welcome back to this week's Westfield Sports Show. We're your hosts, Callie and Adrian.
This week's athletes of the week are Elle Fisher and Parker Paramore. Great job representing our school and its athletics. We are nearing the end of fall sports but have many sports jumping in the playoff run this week.
Yeah, tune in this Thursday at 5:30 to see the full show on the Rock TV YouTube.
The Rocks beat Fishers on Friday 46-12. They are 7-1. Carson threw for 138 yards and they had 12 completions.
Deacon King had a game as he rushed for 214 yards on 25 attempts. We have seen him as basically the prominent running back one. He's now the main go-to, but let's not forget, he put up 4 touchdowns against Fishers.
Gabe Arambolas had 40 receiving and Preston Pacala had 37 receiving. Parker Knott reached the end zone for the only wide receiver touchdown.
Yeah. And then to end the regular season, the Rocks are at home playing Franklin Central. They are a 5-2 team on the season. They lost to Brownsburg and Zionsville in week 2 and 3. Last week they beat HSC. Nevin Tutera was 9 for 16 with 93 yards.
This should be another great game to end our regular season. It has absolutely flown by, but watching IHSA TV at our sectionals team Harrison, I think we have many more games ahead of us.
Yeah, I'd absolutely agree. I think for this week we're focusing on Franklin Central, but I think with the draw we got Harrison. I think we haven't played them this season, but I think overall we should beat them.
And we get to be home for the next 2 games, so that's always a good thing. We don't have to be traveling too far. Girls soccer beat 2-1 Zionsville, but lost to Cathedral to end their playoff run.
Girls volleyball finished their regular season 20-8 by beating Fishers in straight sets. Audrey Bassett and Audrey Davis each finished the match with 9 kills to lead the offense. Bassett also had 3 aces. The Rocks host sectionals this week and will play the winner of Fishers and Noblesville in the first semifinal match on Saturday morning.
Parker Paramore won sectional individuals in tennis. His next match will be on October 19th. Addie Coy and Kelsey Haverluck were named to the 2024 All-State for girls golf.
That's amazing for them. But then moving on to national sports, Oregon beat Ohio State in kind of a wild game. It was a close game, kind of the whole time. It was kind of tied, but Oregon was up 32-31 with seconds left. There was probably 10 seconds. Oregon threw an extra player on the field. That was probably intentional, but it's kind of controversial. But they gave him 5 yards, but it also took 4 seconds off the clock. And then Ohio State ran the ball, which wasn't a good idea, which eventually ran out the clock, and Oregon got the win.
Yeah, I think it was a very good planning out there. IU has had an above phenomenal performance so far this season, still undefeated, and they've been setting records, and it's looking like they are going to continue to be just a great team this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I was kind of looking at stats. They're the only team with Army, and it's kind of unexpected to be never trailing a game.
Yeah.
But they got a tough matchup versus Nebraska this week. But the Colts won against the Titans in a 20-17 win. Joe Flacco again led the way. Joe Flacco, he doesn't have the athleticism as Anthony Richardson because he's kind of, I think, in his 40s or almost there.
Yeah, he's getting old.
Yeah, but I think since he's been around, kind of a veteran, he knows how to play, and he's played the Titans a lot as a Raven.
And he's just continued to prove himself.
Yeah.
Every time he's out in the field. So, I didn't take any interest in any of the teams that played yesterday, but or really over the weekend. But the Colts have absolutely had a great season so far.
Yeah, and we hope to continue that and not go downhill. The Colts kind of have that.
Dolphins hill that we're going down, rolling and tumbling down at the moment.
Postseason baseball is underway. Mets versus Dodgers, Guardians versus Yankees. These 4 teams will soon be 2 battling out for the World Series. Dodgers took the win last night, beating the Mets 9-0, which kind of a big blowout, especially for the Mets.
Yeah, it's just a lot of great teams. It's just going to be hard to tell.
And we're going to talk NHL. Kind of the new team is the Utah Hockey Club, and they're undefeated. I saw them beat my Blackhawks last week. It's kind of crazy how a new team that kind of came out of nowhere is kind of leading the NHL right now.
Yeah, and I heard about it the other day, and someone was like, "Do you know what the name is?" I'm like, "The Utah Hockey Club." I'm like, "Huh." Just an interesting name. I wasn't expecting it, but yeah, they've been doing pretty great so far.
They'll probably come up with a name next season, kind of throw this team together.
Hopefully.
It's going to be a short week, so we're just going to talk about it. Saturday, October 19th, events are tennis individual regionals at Kokomo, freshman and JV football, girls and boys cross country sectionals at Noblesville, and then to end, we have volleyball having their sectionals run on Saturday.
You can check out the full schedule on Rocks Athletics social media or website.
That's all for today.
Stay humble and go Rocks.